Hello everyone, welcome back to Aloha Gardens, Arizona. Okay, this is my overview video of my garden at this time, um, spring season. I just want to make a quick video so you have an idea of how my garden look like at this season. It's spring, it's April 1, and here I am, I'm back after hibernating for the long winter. So I'm going to start posting a video again for this year's gardening. But for now, here's my garden look like at this spring. It's kind of windy. This is what we have here. It's because of the change of the season, so we're always windy, and plants are flowering from the volunteer lantana, moringa trees, and the rest of my flowering plants. Okay, I will give you a quick tour and I hope you enjoy. Thanks again in advance, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Aloha Gardens AZ, for my upcoming videos. I will try to um, take videos of what I'm going to do here in my garden. And since this year is going to be my 10 years in gardening here in the desert of Arizona. And welcome back everybody. And once again, thanks for watching my channel. Okay, and let's start here in my in our front yard. This is my garden here, the 40 footer bed, which I planted last 2015, the lane of moringa trees. So now my moringa tree here, this is one of the trees that's been producing buds or bunga, and it survived through the winter because we only have a mild winter. And even my eggplant, it survived also, and it's have a flower now, it's flowering, and even have fruit. And I'm just keeping it to 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 see of how long this will survive. But this will be the second year of this eggplant. And here's my volunteer lantana that I always uh, posted picture in my garden groups, in my album, and my Facebook. And here also the Brittle Bush. This is native in Arizona. This is just a volunteer, and I'm keeping this even it's along the walkway here because of the bees and butterfly. Yes, that's the lane of moringa trees. That's how it looked like. And here my sweet potato also that I'm keeping because it's start producing new slips after the winter. They are very cold sensitive, that's why it just started to have a young slips look like this. And yes, the calendulas, the banana trees, and here's my some of my roses collection. This is the EBB Tide, and in cluster right now. It's very aromatic kind of rose. And here's the rock and roll, the different shade of rock and roll, and also in clusters. They are very beautiful. It's like massive blooms in cluster. So they are really pretty, and they're loving the spring temperature. And there's another one of the EBB Tide variety. Very pretty one. And yes, it's in cluster. It's very, very beautiful. And there's the darker variety of the rock and roll rose. And here's my other flower. This is datura. It is like a devil's trumpet, because this flower or this plant is poisonous, but I love the color. I'm keeping it there. I just told my children not to touch it, or yes, not to touch it, because that's what it says, it's poisonous. But you know, in Chinese they are using that for some of their herbs, you know. And I'm just keeping that to put color in that corner. Here's my biggest moringa tree there. That's the biggest one. And here's this moringa. It's a volunteer, and it's even flowering now. It's really full of flowers. And this other moringa tree there, it stays green the whole winter. It's a different variety. I have a different variety of moringa, and it's good to have a different variety to see the difference during winter, because some stays green, some turn purple, reddish, and some leaves really turn yellow, and some stays as is but not growing at all. So calendulas, I'm just planted assorted stuff in this lane going to our main door. And I even planted lemongrass. So just a variety to incorporate in some spot of the garden. And that's a cluster. Very pretty. And there's the other one that's just hiding there. Different shade. It's just really beautiful and smells so good. Yeah, so that's my corner of my collection of the EBB Tide roses, and different shade of the rock and roll roses. And here, facing the south, that's the east there. So facing south, that's the west. My back is the north. We put this potted big pots. We bought this from Costco, and I planted cotton, the edible variety of aloe vera. So this is the flower of this edible aloe vera. So for those gardener that love aloes, this is a very good one. So you can eat this, and you can add this to your smoothie, to your drinks, and for cleansing. And also, of course, it's very good for topical, like for your skin and for your hair. Yes, I just love this aloe vera. So I planted it in every pot I have, but in every pot I added this cotton. I even have a moringa volunteer here that I just keep, and just assorted plants that I can put. And this one is the that's morning glory bush. It's a bush, and it has a very nice pink flower, and I even have a datura here too, and it's started to have a buds, and calendula, and still have flowers. Yes, this is calendulas. This is an edible herbs. You can eat the flower, put it in your soup or in your salad. And here's the morning glory bush. This is how it look like. It turned into bushes, and it will produce this pink flower. It's like a powder pink color. Very pretty. And yes, I have some volunteer sunflower. I keep volunteers. I love volunteers because they are really hardy and stay strong. I just need to water them once in a while when I'm in the garden. And yes, that's the sugar cane. Sugar cane that I, slowly harvesting the uh, old cane. Yes, I'm going to harvest later also to chew. And this is my moringa that I planted here. Maybe it was just a volunteer. So I ended up planting the sugarcane to protect this moringa during winter time. And look, there's a lot of new branches after I trimmed this moringa last fall, and now there's a lot of new growth, and that's gonna be new branches. It's like from the bottom, so many new growth of branches. Yes, my Okinawan sweet potato that I just let it uh, stays there. Winter time, they are dead, and now they're starting to uh, grow and producing new slips. That's where I harvest my slips that some gardeners are buying, because this is the swirl white purple. Okinawan is very popular in Hawaii, and it's a very good variety of sweet potato. So I grow this one at first for just the leaves for my soup and salad, but for others that love the tuber, this is a very good one to try. And yes, this is my little rose garden in the front yard, and here's my other patch that I just done cleaning and put a new soil back after we did exterior painting of the house. And yes, we have a yellow house, the only yellow house in our neighborhood. And I added some of my new uh, hollyhocks. So those are different variety, different colors that I collected from some of my gardener friend. And so we trade seeds, and now I'm added that one there. So eventually by fall it might grow, hoping that it will survive the extreme hot sun here, because this is a full sunny spot. So my double petals hibiscus, or what do you call it? Hibiscus, antolanga, gomamela. This is my one of my gomamela variety here, and the other one is blooming also. It's really pretty. It reminds me of home Philippines. And there's the papaya that's growing tall and tall, though it has a small fruit, but I just keep that there just to have a papaya tree, and more of other papaya that planted really close to the house. It stays alive all winter time, and I think this gonna be going to be 4 years old this year. So I'm going to do some air layering or marcot. I will marcot these little branches, because this main tree is dying, but it has a good branch. I'm going to marcot that one so I can move that in the pot, or move that somewhere. And this one, I marcot that, but it seems not rooting. I don't know what happened, but I can wait. We need patience in gardening. And yes, this is the yellow gumamela I have. That it has a good flower. Yellow. Yes, I love yellow. I love yellow. And even our house is yellow. So This is how it looked like in my front yard garden. There's a lot of volunteers, and that flower is even from the neighbor's yard on that corner there. They have that wildflower, and maybe the wind was blowing here, and so that's how this flower grow here. And yes, I have calendulas, and in that corner there across our driveway, that's our garage, and across our driveway is this garden that I started last year, and planted the cuttings of Moringa, and the seedlings grown from seeds that I transplanted last September, to see the comparison of how they grow and survive the winter. Luckily, we have a mild winter, and as you can see, the seedlings that I planted last fall or September, not even fall yet, but like late summer, it's already flowering. It's already flowering, and it seems like 4 feet tall, because it's shorter than me, and I'm 5 feet 2 inches. So that's what I'm guess. This is like around 3 feet. And this is the cuttings that I planted. It survived, but very slow, and it's even have a little buds of flower. And yes, I added calendula just to have color in the bottom of the moringa. And now the leaves is back to like getting nicer. The leaves is natural to look like this after the winter. It's part of nature, you know. And yes, this is the branch that I planted together with the seedlings, but now it has flower. And this one, I thought it died, but no, it's surviving. Look at that, there's a new growth. So this is just the comparison of in between when you plant cuttings and seeds. But I prefer to plant seedlings, the one grown from seeds, because they seems like really have a big chance of growing nicely. Even they are short, like this one. This is like 2.5 feet, and yes, it's flowering already. So I have different variety of moringa seeds, and this seems hardy. See this one? This is the reddish one, and this is the green variety, and they are the same. They are both flowerings. The leaves are nice, and it's going to have a good growth for this year. Yes, planted sugarcane all over, and the Okinawan sweet potatoes, and on this west side garden, I planted some of the okra seeds, and they are growing slowly. That's what okra is. They grow slowly, but you just need to keep watering, and they will grow crazy during the summer and produce a lot of buds or fruit. My corner there where I planted the reddish purple sugarcane, and some of this moringa here, those are the cuttings. I planted that from cuttings, and that's the very successful cuttings that I planted ever. And that's gonna be 2 years this year, and it's really growing very tall, very nice. Maybe because it's well protected with the sugarcane around it. It stays cozy during the winter time. And the mild winter is really not killing some of my youngsters, my young group of moringas. So they survive. And yes, the sweet potato, Okinawan sweet potato, my fig tree, lemongrass, and here's my pea eggplant that's getting crazy of uh, flowering now. And so I just let my sweet potatoes stays there, and now they are coming back. That's where I harvest the slips. They are really starting to sprout now, and that's where I'm going to cut when they are strong already, like this one, when they are long enough to grow to roots. So right here we're entering in my west side west side west side, but it's inside our fenced yard. This is my very first garden there, and eventually we grow, and that's the uh, blackjack fig that I planted there, and I just let the branches drop on the side to give natural shade during the peak summer, because during summer it's really extremely hot here in Arizona. And yes, this is my potted cuttings of moringa. It grew. It's even really started to have new growth and flowering everywhere. And this is my plumeria, plumeria calachuchi. This is grown from seeds. I am really crazy about seeds, but going to be 4 years old, and that's how it looked like about 3 feet. And here's pomegranate grown from seeds. You know, patience is the key in growing the seeds. And different potted corner there is edible aloes and my baby moringa seedlings. Here's the air layered blackjack fig, and this is the agave plant, and some potted okra and different variety of, this one is the hibiscus roselle that I just started, and that's for summer plant. Hibiscus roselle grow like okra. I think they are cousin, so it just started to coming out. This is the tiger Irish that I planted from seeds, the seeds from my aunt in Mississippi. And yay, it's growing slowly but surely. And yes, that's my covered garden there. Sugarcane, patty sugarcane. I still have a lot of mixed soil there, so I sowed a lot of seeds last night, and I'm going to continue that tonight. And this is my own soil mix that I mix because I've got a lot of starts, so I mix my own soil so I can supply starter pots, soil for starts. What do you call that one? Pang iras. So I don't keep buying bags of soil for seed starter. So this is just made of peat moss. That one, peat moss and vermiculite, and that's it. I just mixed that one. That's only for start the seeds. But when you transplant the seeds, you need different kinds of soil. But this is a good one to keep the soil, to keep the seeds have a steady growth, because it holds the moisture well because of the peat moss. And the vermiculite, it's just the natural food or fertilizer of the seedlings. And here, these are the potted I got here the shorter opo from a fellow gardener. that I got last week. So I already potted here, and I will wait for 1 week to see how's the growth and before transplanting. But this one, those are the zucchini, all from seeds, and I just transplanted that week ago, and that's how it grows. And this is the moringa. Okay, this is how I transplant my moringa when they are like pencil size trunk, and even a foot high. That's perfect for transplanting, and that's how I move my moringa, like that, just a foot high, then transplant. And they are more of the air layered turkey. Oh no, this is not the turkey fig, that's the blackjack fig. And here's my spider plants that I'm going to move indoor soon, because it's getting hot already. And these are indoor plants to give more oxygen inside the house, or more freshness. And here on this, because these are just being whack when the time we prepare for the wall to get painted. So I'm started to add compost soil and stair manure on this area, so that's why it looked like that. And that's how it looked like here. There's so much things going on: transplanting, repotting, and more of the spider plants here in my covered garden. I have here my two different kind of longevity spinach, and this is the first year that I've seen it blooms, it flower. So longevity spinach is grown by cuttings, so I'm going to start grow cuttings and maybe sell it when it's already have roots. So I'm going to sell it bare roots, so it has a good chance of surviving when some people want to buy it and I need to ship it. So it will be good if it already bear roots. But some just want to buy cuttings, and I'm confident to sell when it has roots already, so it has a big chance of surviving. And if you search more about the benefits of longevity spinach, you can check it through Google. Mr. Google knows a lot, know everything, and you can see the benefits of this longevity spinach. So I have this common variety, and this other one that has a purple color underneath the leaf, and it has a different leaf too, but that's the same longevity spinach. So I'm going to wait for the new growth, new branches to get a little longer, about 6 inches, so I can start the cutting and pot it so it has roots. Here I just have different mustards and spinach here, and this is the chrysanthemum green that's edible, and it has a flower also. This is the what is this? These are volunteer of the plant from this area that I'm going to wait also for this one to produce a new set of flowers so I can collect seeds. This is the red dandelion. It's very nutritious plant. And here's my covered garden here, and it's already clean for new, waiting for transplant. I'm going to plant my Filipino squash in this trellis here on this lattice, and the trellis will going to hold the vine of the squash. but I already planted first batch, and I'm going to grow more. And this is the long opo seeds from a fellow gardener, Sister Losi, but originally the seeds is from Hungary, from Sister Missy. And I'm thankful they are sharing. We are traded seeds here, and hopefully I can keep this plant to grow. And this gonna be the structure that this plant will going to climb. And I planted 2 seedlings there and 2 here. Hopefully it will survive. And there's the giant celery. I just keep that there to attract some pollinators, and I will collect some seeds of that. But I'm planting, I planted already the tromboncino squash. That's a long squash also, so I planted 2 there, and I planted 2 on that other side of the structure. So this is the structure that this tromboncino hopefully is going to climb. It's the similar structure of where the long opo or long gourd being planted. So it's the same structure that my husband built me. And this is garlic here, tomatoes starting to grow very slow, and a wild garlic on the other side. So I planted the tomatoes with the garlic around it, just to guard the tomatoes from the insects that's going to attack the tomato, which is they don't like the garlic smell. So it's like a companion plants, a best companion plants. This one is my Molokai sweet potato that I'm going to try to plant in the 10-gallon bags to see if I can harvest a tuber. And yes, this is the mandarin, and I'm going to apply a bark inversion on this so it will start to flower and produce fruit. So I'm going to do a bark inversion here on this trunk. So this is already 3 years old in the ground, so maybe total this is 4 years old plant. So I got this from other gardeners, Ate Lalin. Hopefully this year it will start to blossom, and I will make an update on this one based on the operation that I'm going to apply. The same with my calamansi that I did last, like 2 years ago, that have a success. And yes, this is my other garden there. It's just really a long wall here on the west side inside our fenced yard, and there's a lot of cleaning that I need to do. And yes, my lemon there is flowering. Lemon, citrus, yes, lemon. And this is the sucker. I did not cut the sucker yet because I want to market this sucker as my starter for grafting. So I just let it live. I know that I need to cut off the sucker because the sucker will going to get the nutrients that's supposed to be given on the main trunk or the main plant. But the main plant seems that don't bother because it's even flowering now and have some buds or fruitlets. And yeah, that's how it looked like in the very corner here. And in that's the north wall of our garden, and that's one of my calamansi tree that I need to clean up because there's a lot of yellow fruit, where I'm going to use for my own consumption, and vitamin C. And there's a lot of flowers coming, so hopefully I'll get a good harvest before summer, and I can sell some to those who need calamansi. Yes, moringa trees. I have a lot of moringa trees here. I'm close to 50 trees mature, so I'm keep planting. I will be looking forward for like about 100 trees. And here are the new lane. Oh, it was already young growth. These are a new lane of moringa trees that I planted not even year ago, because it was like summertime, and these are grown from seeds. So all of this, how many, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so I have 8 there. That's all grown from seeds. And yes, that's it. So we are already halfway of the tour, and I'm going to continue for the next video, since it's already long. It's already like 36 minutes. And once again thank you for watching my video, and I appreciate your time. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Aloha Gardens AZ, and see you again next time. Just be safe always. Do the best you can do of the things you love to do, and just be proud of what you're doing, right? Because like me here, even it's kapoy or nakakapagod, I'm just keep going on. This is what I love to do, being a housewife, full-time mama, and yes, a gardener too. And after 10 years, my yard now is look like a forest. I'm really into making this yard as like a food forest, where I can have food, vegetables anytime I want to harvest. Um, that's it. Thank you once again, and have a good day. Bye bye.